Hello Woody. Cleaned all the mews out today so we can see what's going on. All the grass has been jet washed off. Woody has now reached his fat weight. He's weighing about £1.15.80, £1.15.65. He hovers around that for the last 5 days. So his calling now is completely stopped after the feed. Before the feed he still calls, but not quite so much now. In the morning when he first sees me he will call a bit, but it's not outrageous, it's not over the top, it's not too worrying. But he's definitely gone a bit quieter since he's now reached his fat weight. This morning he's got half a rabbit. It's quite a young rabbit. I've spatchcocked it, so cut it in half, opened it right up, and I've broken or cut through most of the bone, so he's got easy access to all the vitamins he wants and calcium. Also, since he arrived at this fat weight, he's now stopped eating everything I leave him, so he's just eating what he needs, which is probably half a cropful, and then stopping. And at that point I'll put him back in the mews, pick up what is left, put it back in the fridge for tomorrow morning. But I'm trying to alternate between rabbit, pheasant, pigeon, woodcock and chicks, so he's getting a bit of a variety, and I'm feeding him in different ways, so he's not getting the same thing every time, either from the glove or from the ground or from the chute in the mews. So I'm just mixing it up a little bit for my own entertainment and keeping him slightly manned. There's a difference in his character which I've noticed. Before, when he was hunting and I'd go in the mews, he couldn't wait to get on my glove and go out, and he would sit fairly still whilst I tackle him up, put all his gear on and then take him out. But now when I go in there, he's moving away from me, hopping about, so every time I go to put a mews jessie in, he's hopping around. It's taking a little bit longer, so he doesn't seem to be so keen to have me there. Although as soon as he's got his gear on, I say step and he gets straight on my fist. So he's still okay and he's still manned up. I have noticed that, and one day when I fed him in the mews, I went in there and he was actually screaming at me, telling me basically to get out because he was eating, and he's never done that before. He's normally let me get involved and help me, as you've probably seen on previous videos, but that could have been because it was in the mews and I hadn't normally fed him in the mews, I don't know. These are just all things that new to me and stuff that I'm seeing. He's still mantling up quite a bit when I come over, but you know, he's not too bothered that I'm here. He knows I'm not taking the food off of him. I've noticed there's a lot of little bits of downy feather in the mews now, so it looks like he's started to moult. All these little downy feathers, there's quite a few in there. The two tail feathers that were broken, the stems are still there. I was wondering whether I'd see just them two little stems come out at some point. So it doesn't seem like he's gone into molt as I expected, although there are quite a few downy feathers around in the mews. There was about 7 ounces of rabbit there this morning when I weighed it. I had it in water, warm water, bringing it up to body temperature, which I started doing recently. I did used to just get it out of the fridge and feed, but now I'm bringing it up to body temperature. it's something that I'm doing. May not be necessary. So he's had this piece of rabbit, say about 7 ounces, and I'll see what is left if he leaves any. I may actually start giving him more food in the mews than I have been through the shoot, and that will be probably clean stuff that I've either plucked out or chicks, stuff that's not going to make too much mess in there. I've been trying to keep his mews quite clean if possible. Once Woody's finished eating, I shall put him back in the mews, and then I'm going to go and get me shotgun out, and we're going to go for a walk around the areas that we went hawking on. I'll take the camera with us just to show what I'm doing on the off days from hawking, see if we can get a pigeon for Woody. And as you can see, he's now left a pile here. There's a lot of skin there, and there's a bit of meat there as well, so he stopped eating, which is what he's been doing every day, just eat what he needs to eat. His crop's probably almost full, but I've seen it bigger than that. Right, Woody? Hey? Woody? Come here. Yeah. The farmer has given me permission to go all over his land with my Harris hawk. These woods, there's plenty of quarry, so I'm very lucky. It's at a driving distance from the house, not far. I think it's only right to maintain that relationship, and I send him a text telling him where I am, and then come the winter again, or the start of the hawking season, I'll be able to fly the hawk. There's 4 buzzards here, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's nice to see. I'm using steel shot, so I can then feed what I get to my Harris hawk, or freeze them. But I still will use a metal detecting probe and find any shot, if there is any in there, and remove it. But it is steel shot and no lead. One is a Spanish gun. Nice bit of woodwork there. Little bit of engraving. It's nothing special. Bit of bluing. But yeah, it does what it does. So my little black dog, which is Chewy, I got him used to hawking, and he's doing well with that and flushing stuff out. But I want to get him used to coming out with me with the gun as well. It doesn't like fireworks, so I'm going to do it slowly, working up through, showing him the air gun, and then a 410, and hopefully get used to the noise, and then I'll be out with me my 12 bore side by side, which is, they're quite old guns, which I like. I've had over and unders, new stuff as well, and I did clay pigeon shooting, but I do like these old side by sides, and having a little wander around, bit of exercise. But hopefully I'll get the dog used to this. I had a small Jack Russell called Toby a few years back, and when I'd come out shooting, as soon as I lifted the gun up, he was out looking for what I'd shot. He was great. My little white dog used to just run home. He was terrified. I could never take him out. And this Patterdale that I rescued, I've been using with hawking. I'm not sure what he's going to be like, so it might be a little challenging. We don't know, we'll see. It's nice to set a hide up and then put a few decoys out, but I really do enjoy just this rough shooting, walking through here, having having a little look at the sights, and if anything comes over, have a go. It's very difficult, and quite often they don't come nowhere near you. Pigeons, if you don't know about pigeon shooting, as soon as they see you white your face, they've gone. They seem to recognise guns, but if you're at home in the garden, they just come into your garden. But when you're out like this, they seem to be very, very wary. It's very difficult to shoot pigeons when you're rough shooting, unless you set decoys up. The bird scare has just gone off up in the top field, so I'm just going to wait here for a second in case something comes over. Bit like hawking, you don't always get something, but it's just nice being out. They're roosting in the trees or sitting in the trees. So break the gun to get under this fence. If you've never seen a pigeon scarer or a bird scarer, that's all it is. So you've got a gas cylinder, chamber fills up with gas, lets it go, booms out the end, frightens the bird. It does exactly what it says on the tin. Clay pigeon there. There's a clay pigeon shoot up there. Pigeon, if I have enough of them, I use the breast for myself and take the breast out and fry it up, just so it's medium rare, and it is beautiful. If you've never tried it, it is like a bit of steak if you do it right, and then slice it really thinly. Sometimes you can't tell the difference, it's that good.